Is there any truth to the idea that women always end up dating their fathers?
Yes, and their mothers and their brothers and their sisters.
How do you encourage women who have been burned by love to get back out there and start dating again?
I really want them to think about that each man is an individual, and sometimes women have a tendency of judging all men by the couple that they've had where things didn't work out. Mm-hmm. So if there's a way to take a step back and relax and recognize that you can't put a whole gender into a little spot, you know, and not judge all the new men you're going to meet by what happened with the last one, I think that can really help a lot in terms of reality and expectations and disappointment and that, because it keeps you more open. Yeah. That's one of the hardest things after disappointment, is to be open again.
Yeah. And I like to help women become explorers and really scientists about the whole thing. For example, what was in your makeup that maybe attracted you to a certain type of guy? Well, if we can figure that out, we're going to hopefully not attract the same type of person again.
They always make statements about the kind of guys they don't want to meet versus the guys that they want to attract. So the tendency tends to happen is that they keep bringing and inviting these guys. I don't want a smoker. I don't want a cheater. I don't want an unfaithful guy. And all of a sudden, these are the kind of men that they're attracting. And secondly, the whole fun aspect. I think a lot of women view this search as work. And it becomes extremely frustrating for them, rather than taking the light side of things and really enjoying the process, the moment with each person.
The pattern that women fall into sometimes in their past relationships has to do with how they kind of resist things, and the kind of concept is what you resist persists, right? So when your attention is on the things that you don't want, that's what gets bigger, and that's what you bring back into your life.
Sabotage. As soon as it starts to feel good, it's like something's gotta go wrong.
Well, there's
this feeling too good.
What about for the women that are just sort of repetitively out there dating the same kind of, you know, unavailable guys? Or
I talk about that a lot.
Yeah, like what about those women?
You know, I encourage women to get past their type, because when you always want to go for that same kind of guy that really gives you a thrill, you can be guaranteed that he's also going to break up with you, or whatever it is that happens with those guys is going to happen again, because it's a package deal. The part that you love comes with the part that doesn't work out. Right. So when a woman calls me, who's been working with me as a coach, and says, you know, I'm dating this guy, he's totally different, I'm like, totally. It's so excited, because I know now you're opening up to somebody different, and something different can happen, and that's a lot of times when people find that more compatible match. So yeah,
I think that's what Melanie was asking is, are women really open to hearing this kind of feedback when there's a lot of women that think or really believe that they know what they're looking for, and that they've created this standard and this bar that's so high that it really narrows out the opportunities for them to attract anybody outside of that box that you were talking about.
And I think you have to go back and release some of this stuff, otherwise you will recreate this pattern, like you will. It can also be very freeing, right? Like, I think we don't talk about that enough. Like, sometimes it feels like drudgery to go back. But when you go there and you release this stuff, you now have created emotional, energetic, physical space for a man to come in.
Is there any truth to the idea that women always end up dating their fathers?
Yes, and their mothers and their brothers and their sisters.
Their whole family date our family.
Yes, the good, bad, and the whatever. Yes. So,
yeah, it's absolutely true. And if you haven't resolved your stuff with your mom or your dad, clearly it's going to have to get resolved through a relationship.
With that question, I'm thinking, is that good or bad? Because it depends on the relationship that you have with your dad.
Right. Well, you have to, like,
and
that's the point. The cleanup around that emotionally for you is important, so that you can attract in somebody that's a good fit for you and then keep it lasting.
In my opinion, the journey to find love is really the journey to learn about yourself. And I think a lot of times women miss that point, because when you know what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what you like, what turns you off, getting to know yourself can help you connect with somebody you're going to be more compatible with.
And ask for it. I mean, ultimately, men want to make us happy. I mean, I think that that's what they want. And if we can't own our own happiness and own what it is that we desire and want and express it, they're at a loss.
Yeah.
Well, they'll never get it right.
Well,
Yeah.
We can't tell them what we want.
Right.
They can. It's always a crapshoot whether or not they can give it to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're on a basic terms. They're just like, just tell me. You know, you expect women give a lot of hints, and you're supposed to learn how to decode the missing language. But you know, guys
They're not
just
good
want you to
fortune
tell them.
tellers and psychics. You know, we have to understand that.
So for the woman who's out there who's been scorned, it sounds like getting some help, you know, to kind of navigate her past and move into the possibilities of her future is a great way for her to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.